Hey, it's Whitney from EcoVeganGal.com, and I just completed day 11 of the 21-day adventure cleanse from Crazy Sexy Diet. Feeling so great. Why am I in the bathroom, you might ask? Well, today, a lot of my thoughts, perspectives, and tips have to do with the bathroom. Getting intimate, guys. Okay, well, let's get that part over with, and then I'll talk about other stuff. So why am I in here? Two things. I think it was a few days ago, Chris was writing in here, it was actually day 9, talking about bowels and paying attention to them, and I actually think it's very important. I was having a conversation with somebody today, and she couldn't believe that I look in the toilet after I go to the bathroom. She was like, I don't do that, I just flush and get out of there. And I thought, wow, it's so interesting that people are so afraid to pay attention to things that we do naturally. We're so embarrassed about going to the bathroom, and we're embarrassed about passing gas, and that whole thing is just so private and icky. But it's really a major indication of your health, tracking, what's coming out of you. What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like? Those are all indications of how our body is responding to food and other aspects of our lifestyle. So my big tip for you is to continue, if you are, as recommended by Chris, or start paying attention. I find it really fascinating, and I'm not an expert on bowel movements. So, I don't know exactly why things are happening and when and all of that stuff, but I can kind of understand it for the most part. Today's been a perplexing day stomach-wise. I've had kind of an upset stomach for the last half of my day, and I don't know. I really need to pay more attention to specific foods. I do pay a lot of attention, but I do have noticed things like corn sensitivities, and I kind of feel like garlic is starting to upset my stomach a little. Maybe I'm having too much of it. I had some sparkling water yesterday, more than I normally do. So those are all sorts of things that I could kind of start to track. What was different about my diet? What did I add in? So it's very interesting. Also, when it comes to going to the bathroom, my favorite thing is to test my pH, my urine's pH. And so these are these little strips. There's all different brands. This one's by Enzymatica, and you actually just tear off a piece of it and put it in your urine stream, and you can actually see what color it turns, and that'll determine your alkaline acidity balance in your body, which is something talked about in this book. And I love it because it's a major indication of how healthy I'm eating. So what I do, you're supposed to do it on the second pee of your day, and you can do it multiple times a day, but not supposed to be your first one. That tends to be acidic. So the first one I test, and I like to kind of track mentally what I measure on here on this pH scale. I could actually write it down if I wanted. That would be probably more consistent, but I'm starting to understand, and I fall usually within a few numbers or colors here. So that's been really interesting, and I'm definitely leaning more towards the alkaline scale, which means that my body's really processing all these alkaline foods that I've been eating. So I recommend picking up some of these and test it. It's really fun and interesting, and Chris talks more about this in the book. Otherwise, I had a great day. As you can tell, I have tons of energy. I did not get nearly enough sleep last night, but tonight I think I'm going to get an 8 hours, so that's very exciting. I often get very sidetracked. I'm totally a night owl, and if I have to work outside of the home, which I do a few days a week, this is going to be a little loud for a second. If I have to work outside of the home like I do a few days a week, then often that throws my entire schedule off. So fortunately I can't do all my freelance work from home. But yeah, today I ran this morning. I haven't run in a few days, so that felt really good. I was able to do just over half a mile. It's still hard for me with asthma, and my body's just really getting used to all this new forms of exercise that I'm doing. But still, even just doing a little, even if I were just to run like a block, that can be an achievement. And then I found later tonight I had to get somewhere before a store closed, and I ran like 4 blocks in a few minutes. And it probably doesn't sound very fast, but for me, you know, running 4 blocks just sporadically is a big deal. And if, you know, in the past, that would have been more of a challenge for me, so I can see that my body's getting better. And I've been trying to do pull-ups and more sit-ups and things like that. It's just fun tracking your progress. Food-wise, I've been doing the Thrive Foods Direct program. I'm doing a review on them right now, which just happens to be cleanse-friendly, and that's been delicious. I had a really good risotto. I'll show you a picture of that. I'll talk more about that in another review. I also made myself a little smoothie using rice milk, coconut water, bananas, date paste, stevia, mint extract, raw cacao powder, cacao nibs, and kale. That was really, really good. And I think I'm going to have some tea before bed. Snacked a bunch of stuff. I had flax crackers and guacamole. I had sunflower seeds. I feel really great right now. And what I didn't mention earlier is actually I'm doing an enema as we speak. If you've never done them before, you can get like a enema, store-bought one, or you can make your own, and you just insert it in and let the water, whatever liquid you're putting in, get into your body, and then you let it sit for as long as it needs to. Sometimes it'll feel like an urgency to go to the bathroom, but for me, I actually don't, so I just kind of continue holding it, and I've done kind of yoga poses and stuff, and massaging your stomach to get it all going and moving around. What I really want to try is a colonic, and I actually want to do a review on a place so I can document the whole process. Have you guys tried any of this stuff? I'd love to hear your perspective. Anyways, rambling here, let's talk about today's focus. All right. Yesterday, you set about acknowledging your frustrations and anger. Today, start paying attention to those moments when you feel out of the blue fabulous. I have been. Many people experience a sense of well-being and even euphoria in the middle of a cleanse. You're eating a lot of mood foods. Love these feelings, and they'll love you back by multiplying. Love yourself and the world around you, and you'll experience heaven on earth. If you have a hard time pinpointing what you love, maybe you're just out of practice. Focus today. Make a love list. 10 things you absolutely love. Love is a magnetic force that attracts an infinite amount of goodness into ourselves. Love makes us radiant. Notice the love and invite it to tea. Give your darlings validation, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. This simple act reminds us that life is full of blessings. It's amazing how many beautiful things we notice when we train our eyes. The prayer today: allow me to notice the miracles and majesty in my life. Noticing the magic helps me notice myself. Affirmation: I love how wonderful I feel, and I am so incredibly proud of myself right now, today. Practically said that in my own words. God pod maintenance: if it's nice out, take a bike ride. If it's crappy out or cold, crank up the heat to 75 for 30 minutes and have a warm yoga session. Next, book a massage and write it in ink in your calendar. That sounds so good. Massages are something we should all be doing more often, so I might have to take that advice. And lastly, the tip: sprout. Mung bean sprouts are an incredibly nutritious addition to your salad. You can find exact sprouting directions, blah, blah, blah. Basically, soak the beans in warm water overnight. Drain them in a colander and rinse several times over the course of a day or two. When their little tails grow about an inch, give or take, they're ready to chow. Store them in the refrigerator. Great. I love mung beans, and I have some different type of sprouts. I forget what type of sprouts they are, but I've sprouted before. It's a little frustrating if you're not paying a lot of attention to it, because mine got kind of gross. They took a very long time, so I have not perfected the sprouting process yet, but it is really fun. I love watching things grow, so that's it for now. Thanks so much for always as watching. You can find more information at ecovegangal.com, Facebook, Twitter, Foursquare, Google+, Tumblr, and I just joined tonight Pinterest, whatever you call it. So you can find me on there. lots of different places. And always looking forward to your comments. Thanks, and I'll see you tomorrow.